Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Lindsay and here we are planning for July, and it's kind of like those bittersweet moments. I'm actually moving into a brand new notebook, and this is actually the one I decided to pick after going through the horde of notebooks that I keep in my closet. I was actually excited to use this one. Plus, I really do enjoy orange and yellow and green, so it was perfect. It was up my alley, and it kind of really insinuates the, second half of the year. For me, when I think of like the second half of the year, my mind goes straight to like autumn and fall. I don't know if it's because it's like my favorite season. I guess I don't really have a favorite season because I get colds easily and I complain a lot when I'm cold. Plus, I love layers, so I guess maybe that's why I like it, but I do not like the winter time, I could tell you that. But regardless what, I was super excited to start this book. I know that I'm really late and I haven't posted my, I guess like migration to my new book yet. That's coming out a little later. I've had a lot of things happen in my personal life that really has delayed a lot of things. But nonetheless, I wanted to really, I guess, showcase for this month a different perspective of things. So my theme for this month is actually inspired by Children's Day in Japan. I know totally off from the actual date, which is May 5th. But I really did like the whimsicalness, the playfulness, the colors, and just to me the, I guess like the fish kites. I don't know if that's the proper terminology for it, but when I saw them, it was just, I don't know, it screamed summer for me. And especially because in July I'm going on vacation, so I was like, oh, it actually plays on really cool with like on theme that I'm gonna be going on vacation, I'm gonna be enjoying the sun and some water and kind of de-stress. So this theme actually kind of plays into that. I'm not a super big person on like nautical themes. I tried my best to stay away from that. I don't know, I just don't really feel like the seashell type of vibe, but I really did like this different concept of, I guess, art style. And it was funny because I originally didn't even want to do this theme, so to speak. I wanted to do something incorporating the Great Wave, but I don't really trust myself artistically to do something like that, so I kind of incorporated the idea of the Great Wave with Children's Day. So I liked how it came out, and I liked how it's a different art style compared to what I'm used to, but nonetheless, I really do love it. So since I did do my theme after Children's Day, I kind of want to give respect to the culture by kind of talking about it. Now, I've never been to Japan and I may not know a lot of things when it comes to their holidays and celebrations, so this is what I kind of researched online for myself. So if it's not 100% accurate, I do apologize, but I just want to kind of give respect to where it's due. So for Children's Day, it's actually a day that's celebrated in Japan during their Golden Week, and it's actually more celebrated for the boys than the girls. The girls get their own holiday on March 3rd, and for the boys, it would be May 5th. Now, for Children's Day, they actually tend to put out these like carp kites or streamers outside of their homes, and the reason why that they do the carp is because it's actually symbolizing strength and success. Also, back in like Chinese like legend is that there was a carp that actually swam up the river and eventually turned into a dragon. So I thought that was like really cool. But I do like how the carp kind of stands for those positive traits, just because I feel like everybody has been kind of going through something in the last month, and boy, if I had to be very honest, like it's been a lot. I know people like in my personal life that are going through some things. I've gone through some things, still going through some things, and you know, there's been times where we want to cry a little bit, which is okay because normalizing crying is a good thing. You don't want to internalize all that bad stuff. But nonetheless, I feel like we all should be carps. We should be strong and prosperous and be successful, and that's how I want to kind of head into July, is just with a clear kind of viewpoint. And kind of touching on this actually kind of plays on with my quote page, which is hilarious because it's actually Latin with a Japanese inspired theme. But nonetheless, my quote I actually picked is something you find in music if you play instrumental music. Basically, it means to play a section, and once you get to that end of the section, you go back to the beginning and you keep playing it until you gotta kind of like skip that section and go to a new one. So the reason why I kind of picked this in my weird brain of thinking is that even though I have to kind of keep going through all the stuff that's going on in my life and then feeling like I'm starting all over again, it's not basically going in vain. Even though I have to still like tread through it one more time, at least I'm not dealing with the same stuff, and I'm actually moving on to a new section of basically relief, stress-free, and happiness again. If you guys are curious as to what supplies I use this month, I'm gonna have everything listed in the description down below. But pretty much my color palette that I ended up going with was really more of like primary colors. I just felt like primary colors contrasted really nicely against each other, but also gave this like childlike whimsicalness. And I pretty much just played with different shades. So I tried to stick with something that has blue, red, orange, yellow, and green. So that's kind of what I used. I did use I guess like a soft tan as like a neutral color, but pretty much I didn't have an idea of how I was gonna lay everything out in terms of color, but I really tried to make it where each color had a purpose, meaning the red contrasts really nice with the blue, the green contrasts really well with like the warm yellow. So I was actually being very strategic where I put the colors, but that was the only thing that I really wanted to get, was more of that contrasting approach. I don't know, it just looks very appealing to me, and that's what I really want to gravitate towards when I open my bullet journal. I want to still be taken by the actual colorfulness of it all, because sometimes you can have something colorful but it can actually be way too much. So I was actually being very cautious where I laid everything out. But what also plays into this theme is that I loosely kind of did my doodles. So I didn't try and do very like connected lines. I kind of lifted my pen off the page and created breaks in my strokes. Don't know if that makes any sense, but it does help give more of like that cartooniness. And yeah, just kind of pretty much played with bubble letters and not make everything look so structured. When I was actually going through reference photos of different designs of like the carp streamers or kites, I actually found a couple of these types of kites. I guess they're more for like squid, so hopefully I'm right with that, because it'll be kind of awkward if it's not, but that's okay. I ended up doing something a little different because I wanted to at least have some structure in my overall design. So pretty much, at least for me, I felt like there was a lot of like curvy, bubbly line work, and so I was like, well, let me just put like a structured like squid on the page. So I tried to keep it as simple as possible because I didn't want it to kind of compete with the title of July, but also compete with the little waves in the corner. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about the squids. It's a good like change compared to like having fish and stuff, but I don't know, what do you think? Do you think I shouldn't have done the squid, or does it not even look like a squid? Because it kind of does if it wasn't because of the tails or the legs, but I don't know. I'm still kind of contemplating on it. So since I'm going to be going away on vacation, I really was thinking whether I should have a habits tracker or not, but I wanted to kind of stay light this time and just wanted to focus on like the core 3, I guess, staples for me, which is my water intake, being up by 8 because we have to be productive, and then my plants because I've oddly become a plant mom. It's weird. I started off with 1 plant back in like March of 2020, and now I have like 5 plants. It's a lot for someone who's barely at home. And then my other one is actually journaling. So on vacation, I'm actually planning on taking my journal with me, and it's weird. I'm not that type of person that takes their journal with them. I always have the fear of me losing it somewhere and that's it. It's gone forever, and I'm so scared. Knowing me, I feel like I would do that, but this journal is actually going to be going on my trip with me, and hopefully I actually spend some quality time journaling, because I feel like sometimes my life gets so chaotic that I don't have the time to just sit down for 5 minutes and just basically journal. And that's why I really wanted to focus on this vacation that I have, because I am taking a vacation where I'm actually going to be leaving, but I also have part of my vacation that is planned as a vacation from my vacation. It's very weird, but I know that on the second part of my vacation, I really wanted to be able to do a lot more things that I'm not able to do because I work so much. But if you guys can quote how many times I said the word vacation, you are awesome. So talking a little bit more about what I'm doing is I actually wanted to do something pretty fun for my playlist. I feel like the last couple of months I've been doing my playlist pretty, I don't know, generic, boring. I don't know, it just doesn't really gravitate towards me. So I actually ended up doing something pretty cool and fun. I decided to basically incorporate the kite streamers as part of my playlist. So technically, I really do like printing out the covers of the songs every month, but this time around I actually just wasn't feeling it. I was a little bit lazy, so I decided to actually just handwrite it, but I wanted to give it a little bit more flair, so I thought this would look the best approach to, I guess, my creative boredom, you must say. However, the one thing is, comparing pretty much this time around to what I usually do, I don't really have any songs at the moment that I'm like really feeling for. I feel like I've been so caught up in my personal life that I have not really sat down and basically enjoy a song or two. And hopefully, as I am going to take some time away and pretty much just reconnect with myself, I can actually get back into listening to some tunes and figuring out, you know, what I'm really into, because I feel like my music taste is just all over the place. The only thing I won't say I won't really love, I just don't really have a thing for is country music. So I can listen to anything else, but I feel like country is just not my thing. And trust me, like, my mom is really into like bluegrass, but yeah, no, it's not for your girl. So at least this time around, I want to be able to basically experiment with different types of music. If you guys are listening to anything at the moment that you're like currently obsessing, let me know in the comments down below, because I really want to check it out, especially because I have so much time on my hands. I actually want to be able to find new music. Okay, so let me explain what the heck is going on with my weekly spreads. So I've noticed as I've been doing bullet journaling that if I don't pre-plan my weekly spreads, they never get done, I'll be honest. And as much as I try to make every week very unique and colorful and doodly and all that stuff, I just can never keep up with it, to the point where I'm just writing in like very plain boxes. So this time around, that even though I'm not going to be having a lot of things planned, I still want to be able to not worry about not having anything set up for the week. So I actually ended up, I guess, solving my problems and ended up doing, once again, a Dutch door. So I kept it really simple. I just have my weeks kind of planned out in terms of, yeah, the weeks to come by. I don't really have anything crazy going on besides like wanting to do hiking, go to a couple of like festivals, work on certain things that I want to be able to put up for you guys. So there is just like a lot that I do plan, but they're just like ideas, and I feel like for me to be able to achieve those things, I have to write them down. As simple as it sounds, I just can't get anything done if I don't write them down. So hopefully by pre-planning my weeks to come, it's going to be a lot easier, and hopefully I can at least get an additional 2 videos out, because I would love to do that with my free time. And honestly, I was really thinking about that once we hit like 100, well, not 100, but once we do hit 1,000 subscribers, I was thinking about doing a face reveal. I've been kind of wanting to do so for a hot minute, but I'm actually pretty nervous. I'm not that type of person that puts myself out on social media. I'm one of those that I like to be in the crowd. I never like to stand out, but I feel like I've been here doing bullet journaling for like 2 years, so I was like, maybe they kind of want to know who the heck Lindsay is and who this person that, you know, is sharing their creative outlet with. I always want to be very transparent and make this a very safe and just like peaceful community where we can just come together and essentially enjoy our love for stationery, planning, and art. And I feel like getting to see who I am as a person just makes it a lot more on a real level, honestly. And we finally made it to the very end. So if you guys really enjoyed this theme, make sure to thumbs up this video because it would mean the world to me. I really tried to do something outside of my normal doodling style into something very different, and I loved how it turned out. So hopefully guys, you love it too. But if you have anything that you want to see for next month, make sure to leave a comment down below. And until next time, bye!